Hello, welcome back to the channel. You guessed it, we are jumping back into Car Dealer Simulator on the PS5. So I've done some episodes which I numbered. I've done just some general playthrough stuff as well, where I just play along and I talk about the game in general, and that's the direction that we're going to be taking with this particular video. So let's just jump straight in and continue. So we're ticking along the progression quite nicely, as you would expect. It does become a little bit more involved to increase your reputation as you go through the game. So there's lots of content here to be enjoyed, which I have covered in other videos, but I appreciate not everybody watches all of them. At the moment, not many people watch any of them, but that we have all got to start somewhere. So, Car Dealer Simulator, one of the more premium titles, and the price does reflect that a little bit. So, $18.99, a little bit more on the pricier end of the spectrum for simulator games, but I do think that's money well invested. There do seem to be some cheap copies. They get pretty terrible reviews. I can't possibly comment on them, having not played them. That would be very rude. But I would suggest when you're looking for your games, just to make sure that you're picking up the right one. And this is a title by Garage Monkeys, released in February. And as you can see, we'll have a quick tour. We've upgraded the office to level 2. Which just is aesthetics really. I'm not sure it adds much to the gameplay loop, whereas the other upgrades do. So we already start out with this little workshop space, but the difference in the back here is that in the body shop part of the dealership, we have improved tools, so that makes the maintenance or the repairs of the vehicles a lot easier. We also upgraded the car wash. So from the outset, you will have foam and a jet wash. It won't be covered. It'll just be a little machine. But that's pretty effective anyway. The additions here, as you can see on this lovely board, are that we can also wax and polish cars as well. So those are kind of the core mechanics. As you'd imagine, the aim of the game is to flip cars. So we're going to go onto our PC and we're going to buy ourselves a vehicle, and we're going to try and make some profit and increase our reputation. The point at the playthrough that we are up to at the moment is that this is, or it was, a scrapped vehicle. So it was an abandoned vehicle, completely covered in rust. It's at the lower end of the price spectrum, so without doing anything to it, you could stick it on your forecourt and make, I think, about $2,500 from it. What we did is we restored the bodywork, gave it a good old wash. It's still not operational. So in terms of the mechanics, we can bring up this radial wheel here, which is our L1 button. We've got 3 options. We've got odometer manipulator, so that's taking miles off the vehicles. We have the car scanner, which we can just get some basic information about the vehicles. So as you can see there, the car condition, it was a wreck. It was just dumped at the side of the road. And so pretty much everything is missing or in very poor condition, and therefore it isn't drivable at all. By doing those extra bits, not massive amounts of money, washing and polishing, that's added to about $500. The bodywork, just over $1,000. So in terms of real world time, washing and polishing, maybe 10 minutes. The bodywork, more involved, probably estimate 20 to 30 minutes. We took some photos, which we do for all our vehicles. The mileage in this instance only added $41. So the progression bar up at the top there, so top left, where it says reputation, it looks like we're getting closer to where we need to be. So I just want to make sure that reducing the mileage doesn't affect our reputation in return for what is not very much money. The bar itself, it's not that easily visible, and I'm quite close to a fairly sizable TV, but up in the top left there, it would be nice if it was different colour so it's a bit more visible. But anyway, we know what we've got to do. We've got to go and buy and sell cars, and we also have our trusty truck and dolly here to go and collect vehicles that are either further afield or just not drivable at all. You can actually sell non-drivable vehicles. So I'd originally taken the first wreck that were pointed towards to the scrapyard because I didn't want to get involved in doing lots of mechanical work, and I've not really gone that deep into that mechanic just yet. So let's head over to the car shop. We can either just browse everything or we can put some filters on. I like to make sure that the cars are drivable and wherever possible they're fairly close by so we can just walk and collect them. And I've not actually had one of these Allegrettos yet, other than the first wreck. I'm not sure wreck's the right terminology. The first abandoned vehicle that we picked up was one of these. We made some good money off it, so we, even in a non-drivable condition, we could actually put this on. I think we listed it at 5 and got something like 13. So we have the usual things there. We got a couple of pictures up at the top. Oh, that's nice. You can take a picture of the interior as well. I never thought of that. It's 64% drivable, so it's in pretty good condition. And the visual condition is poor. So that means that it gives us scope to do this up. So the usual approach that I'd had up to now, we're getting the kind of lower value vehicles to flip. God, that one's 58,500. And what I want to do is just move through different ones that I've not done before, actually. I think these Voyagers make good money. So let's have a look at that one. It's already treated, actually. So down in vehicle features, treated means it's already been waxed and whatnot. So there wouldn't be an awful lot we could do to that to actually make any kind of profit. I don't mind doing a bit of work. So let's have a look at this one. Visual condition, excellent. So that just means that there's not any body work to be done. But I think if we can do some body work, we'll probably add some value. So let's... Visual condition, excellent. What haven't I done before? We've got a Largo there at 18,000. I don't think I've seen that before. That's already treated, so again, the capacity to make some profit isn't going to be that great. Those Pulses sell quite well. And we got a pickup there, an off-rider. Another Phantom Voyager. We've not got the cash for that one. The Andante looks, that's treated as well. Tell you what, let's put a filter on. Because as well as going through like that, we can also move across. So they're the last chance buys. American vehicles, Dante. Excellent. You know what? Schedule a meeting. Let's do it. Could be flicking through for ages looking for one, can we? So it is 5 o'clock in the morning. That gives us some time to get to work on this because it's in excellent condition. So all we're really going to be doing here is giving it a good old wash, a wax and a polish. And we'll see just how much that makes us. So we can usually barter down the cost price, the asking price, anyway, to get the vehicle less than the listed price. And of course we want to then try try and make a profit as well. So we'll see how much we can make. We've got 20,000 there. The aim at the moment is to get to the next reputation level. I need reputation level 6 to be able to unlock the next upgrade to the body shop, and that involves being able to get paid staff to do that work. So that would be good. I have kind of stayed clear of the mechanical work just for the initial kind of playthrough. Okay, so here we are. The car is listed at 15.7. I'm going to go and see if I can get this for 14. I don't expect that'll be accepted. But it's quite a drop already. Maybe we'll just try one more. Let's try 14.2. Okay, $49. We're not going to haggle over that. And I think it's the first time I've seen one of these. It looks fairly impressive. It's a bit dirty. So as I say, all we're really going to be doing here is to just give it a visual tidy up, get it on the forecourt, try and increase our reputation and of course our dollars. So the upgrades will require both. So if you crash while you're driving around, it doesn't damage the vehicle. You don't get, as far as I can see anyway, because I've mentioned that the reputation bar is a little bit difficult to see. Yeah, we don't get damaged reputation for poor driving actually either, as far as I can see. Let's give the car a scan. So, a couple of things in the red there, the brake discs. You can see that it's at 0% polished. The body works at 86%, that's decent. So the summary, if we did nothing to it, we could probably reasonably expect to make $1,500, which isn't a great amount, but let's see what gets added for washing it. I'm not sure we even need to look at the bodywork, to be honest. So let's get on and get this started. So we've got a 4-stage process once we've upgraded to the car wash here. And as I mentioned, that gives us the option to then wax and polish the vehicle. So it's not an automated car wash where you kind of drive through it. That would have been quite cool to sit in the car and go through the car wash and just have it do its magic and come out sparkling clean the other end. But I suppose that removes the gameplay element. The sun's just starting to peek up there in the background. You can see that sunrise. You can also see that that was fairly forgiving in terms of how accurate we needed to be. And apologies if you watch these videos frequently, I am aware that I'll probably be talking about the same sorts of things because I'm talking about the same game essentially. I'm just talking through it as I go through. I'd be interested to hear about people's experiences of this game. And there was one that was very similarly named and got really, really poor ratings. I imagine it was a kind of, as I said earlier, a kind of cheap replica of this. The studio or the developers, Garage Monkeys, also seem to have some other products in development, which I don't know whether they actually sit within this town environment, because there are billboards within this kind of mini world. Right, it says about Car Wash Simulator and Car Hire Simulator. For me, they do a really good job of the balance of the different mechanics, of providing a bit of variety. Just press my down button so we can see the bits we've missed. Yeah, providing a fair amount of variety to the tasks you can do without them being overcomplicated or actually just doing them all really poorly. There's a few simulator games where I've took a punt on something that's much cheaper, and that kind of told in the quality. Now, it's really what you're after. Is that sounds like we've got a customer. It's really about what you want from a game. If you spend £3 on a game and it gives you 6 hours enjoyment, then does that represent good value? It's kind of each to their own, isn't it? So I might go back to some of those games. One was called Metro Hustle, which I did a review video for. It looked quite promising at first, and then it kind of plateaued. So at first it looked like there was a lot of different scope, and for that price, yeah, there was. But there's lots of games out there at the moment. I also saw that. I just pressed the wrong button again, getting distracted. I've accepted the offer. I was going to try and eke a little bit more out of that, but you know what? That's fine. Sorry, yes, so PlayStation Premium Plus looks like it's had some more games added. Now, I have played... I can't think of the name now. Oblivion. So I think there's like an open world version of that. And some kind of expansion pack called the Gold Road, which has just been added to the subscription. So I'll probably give that a go. So if that's something you've been interested in, do please pop that in the comments. Is it worth the time investment? I remember those games being really rather involved, actually. I really enjoyed the first game, Oblivion. I don't know why I've got back into the car there. We want to shave the mileage back a tad here. So we keep our finger on the X button, and as we get further back, you start to notice a little change in the noise and the tension. You don't want to overdo it, so it'll move quite slowly. Now the needle's really starting to pick up. I just tapped it there and it went all that way, so just something to be mindful of. It doesn't look very happy. So, what have we got up there? Is it 1,120? We need to get to 1,500. So let's see how much our reputation increases with this car sale. So we want to take some pictures, because this is looking in primo condition. Let's see if we can get inside the car actually. So we press the right thumbstick to change the view. If I then get the camera, and that's emergency refueling. Okay. I don't know how they managed to take pictures of the interior on the listing, but hey, that's fine. Let's go and get this listed. So we've got our pictures, back to the trusty PC here, and over to Car Shop and your ads. It'll automatically pick up the one we've got in stock. And we'll get our images on there. Nice sunny background there. So 17,513 is 18.5 gonna push it too far. Push it to 19. Oh, not 1900. Okay, still in the green there. Did we not add our images? Add photos. There we go, post. And whilst we're waiting for that, we got $9,000 to play with to get in the vehicle. Really want to get through the reputation levels at this point. Look at that, it's all shiny. Oh, there's quite a bit of pop in there actually. Not noticed that before. I thought it was maybe some lighting effects. Come on, ma'am, it is an absolute steal at 19,000. Oh, interested. And there we go, full asking price.
Yeah! Haha! Yeah, yeah! Woohoo!
So I think, what did I say we were at before? 1,103? That only increased our reputation by 100. So there's a fair bit to do. We're going to have to find another way to increase our reputation. Have you got any tips on that? Please do pop them into the comments down there. Okay. So we now got $28,000. Have we got any messages or anything? I'm going to close up the shop because, again, I'm not sure that having it open when we haven't got any stock is not affecting our reputation, because we've got people coming to look at cars that just don't exist here. So we haven't got any wrecks that we can go and pick up. I think we're running a little bit light on tasks at the moment, so let's just check our mailbox. I think we picked that one up, so pop that into the recycle bin to keep things nice and tidy. Mechanical workshop, we can upgrade. It'll cost us 20,000, and it means that we can replace brake suspension exhausts. That's going to move us into the mechanical aspects. I'm going to keep plugging away at this one, I think, because we've got a paint booth there and then a worker. So let's do some flips. Let's try and get, rather than just one car, I'm going to look for probably about 3 while the shop's closed. I do want them to be drivable, visual condition. I'm not really. If we put poor, that means we can do some body work on them. And nothing really cheap there actually. We got some cargo wise vans. We got the Striker, Off-Rider. Okay, there's not an awful lot there, is there? Let's have a look at what is, if we add excellent in as well. What are we looking at then? We've got a Vanguard. I do like the Pulses, they sell quite well. So I'm going to go ahead and let's just think what we got in terms of maths. Quick maths. Cargo wise, an Off-Rider Canyon. I want to pick up 3 ideally. I don't always want to be doing the same ones, but maybe that's the way to get through them quite quickly. What's the pulse in? Okay, we're going to get that one. We'll start off with 2. So the pulse is going to set us back probably about 6,000. I've done a Vanguard before. I've done a Cargo Wise. I think I've done an Off-Rider Canyon. But that's what we've got to choose from at the moment. So what's that in? Excellent condition. Give it a bit of a clean. Okay, let's do those 2 for now, and we'll see where we're at. So shop's closed up for the day. We got one that's just 94 meters or so away. You can probably see it just there. Looks in pretty decent condition. Hello, sir. 10.5 is what you'd like, is it? If I could get it for 9. 9263, that's just an extra $263.
Let's do this.
Happy with that. Oops. Don't often drive the vehicles from the interior view, actually. So we'll get this one lined up. I'm not sure we need anything body-wise, but we'll put it in the body shop for now. Just go to the external view so we can see we've parked it properly. If we pick up one of the tools here, then it should, if there's anything to be done, highlight in orange. So no body work needed. Pop that back then. So we'll put this one in the car wash just around here. And in the meantime, we'll go and get that other vehicle. So we've still got 19,500 at the moment. The pulse, I think, was about 6.5. Oop, nearly got knocked over there. So if we click down on the left thumbstick, that increases the pace a little bit of the movement. There's no stamina, so we don't need to worry about that too much. There's Roger's Bar. So Roger's Bar, it's one of the buildings we can go into. It's a hive of activity, people enjoying some chips and beers. We've got like a full bottle of whiskey there, by the looks of it. Wow. Straight onto the hard stuff. Bit of a game of pool going on. It's room for customers only. Nice bits of detail in the exterior as well. So essentially from here we can buy a coin for the jukebox to put some music on. We can buy some cigarettes, we can buy some candies, and that means that when we are negotiating, we go from 3 opportunities to haggle to be able to have another one. Bought a few vehicles now from this dodgy motel. It's a 6,450. I don't want to lowball too much just in case that affects my reputation, but let's go for 5,900. That's not really an awful lot off, but at the same time, I probably went a little bit too close to the asking price. Maybe should have gone a little bit lower on that, but the Pulses are nice vehicles and it should sell quite well. So as you can imagine with the simulator games like this, your first flips, you're not going to be making a huge amount of money on it. So it can feel like it's a bit static in that you got to invest into your next vehicle and you're not really amassing any money. And then it's kind of picked up a little bit now, mainly because of those wrecks, or the abandoned vehicles I should say, where it was just pure profit. So we went and picked them up, towed them back, and sold them as non-drivable cars. I did some separate videos on that if you're interested, because that means it's pure profit. Okay, let's see what we're at here. So we have got some body work, albeit not very much of it. We don't want to shave too much off and create ourselves work. Unfortunately, the colour of the body of this is pretty much the same as the colour that they use to show the rust, so it's like that orange bit there. So I'm just going to do some not overdo it here. Can't see any on the front there. It's just around, which is quite general, just around the sills here and the wheel arches. Okay, so once it's done, we get that little cue to say it's been done. This shouldn't be too demanding because most of it was in pretty good condition, and by upgrading the body shop, we've been able to improve the efficiency as well, so that we got a 4-stage process. We got the grinder, we got some putty, we then smooth that out to a nice finish, and then we match the paint. A few bits around this wheel arch, and we should be there or thereabouts. A little bit down here. What else have we got? A few bits around here. There we go. So the putty stage is probably the most time consuming. All these other tools are pretty forgiving. You can see on the buffer here, you can literally go along and have it done in mere moments. Again, some nice touches that you get bits of paint drip on the floor, just to add to that kind of element of realism. Interesting to see what we get with the paint booth. Oh, we don't need to do that. It'd be good if it was you'd imagine it's a more efficient sprayer. And one of the things that would be nice is if you could choose the colour of the vehicle. The reason that looks a different colour is that the car hasn't been cleaned yet. So that's dirt marks on there. It's not that we've missed anything. Because one of the things, the kind of trophy element of the game, is to collect all the cars and for them to be 100% in 100% condition, and there's an extensive range of them. So although what we're seeing at the moment is a lot of repetition of the same sorts of vehicles that we can buy, there's actually quite a number of pages of them with 3 in each category when you look at the trophies, which you can do on the laptop. What are we missing here? Yeah, not ideal that the highlight colour to see what we've missed is the same as the bodywork. It's the first time I've come across that, to be fair. It's probably down here, isn't it? We'll just go along. We knew it was mainly on the sills and the wheel arches, so we'll Go back over those. Anything on the back here? No. A little bit down there. Oh, that'll be it. There we go. So now we've got 2 cars to wash and we can get them on the forecourt. We've still got 13,000 to play with here. So I think we're going to try and fill up the forecourt. We've got 4 spaces. We'll get at least 3 vehicles in there. And then we'll open up for business and hopefully those 4 sales will increase our reputation to be ready to upgrade the next part and get someone that can do the bodywork for us. Ideally, what I'd like to get to is where we've got someone that does some mechanical jobs for us so that we can take those on and have someone do them, because actually the bodywork and the cleaning is fairly therapeutic. And the only mechanical things that I've delved into, because it was part of the introductory tutorial, was to fix holes on exhaust pipes. So we could, at the moment, with our existing reputation level, upgrade to have a car ramp. That means that the types of repairs that we can do differ. And I'll pick that up a little bit later, I think. I want to be able to get a worker and then kind of move into the mechanics of it. And then that gets us on towards our kind of trophy building. Because at the moment we wouldn't have the cash to buy vehicles and just basically keep them. And to get them to 100%, I'm not sure you can buy them at 100% condition, and if you could, it would be quite expensive. So it's going to involve getting and replacing parts, which hopefully there's a decent tutorial for. I got to say, the tutorials in the game are pretty good. I'm terrible for scan reading tutorials in games because I just want to get on and play them. There we go, that's the wash done. On to the wax. And as well as the tutorial at the time, you can also access them via your PC as well. So that's nice. So you can, if you ever need a refresher, rather than having to pause the game and go onto trusty YouTube and be reminded, there's an option in game. Although I've played a fair amount of this game, I've not really gone onto YouTube to look at kind of hints and tips. You often get people passing on which vehicles have the best profit margin, what kind of approach. They might be on there, I've not really looked for them, but if you've got any tips in that respect, then do please add that into the comments. And as I've mentioned in all my videos, or all my more recent ones I should say, I am also trying to get to a point where I can do some live streaming, which requires me to have 50 subscribers. So if you could help me get to that number, I'd be forever in your debt. Okay, so we're on there. I'm not going to reduce the mileage and see whether that increases our reputation. So get a nice angle from the back. I might put some more photos on as well and see what that does. Does it add anything to it? We'll get one from the front here. We'll get at least 4. This beautiful pickup truck. That's the best we're going to do for an interior, I think. Just in case anybody wants to see the storage capacity. Alright, we're not going to list it just yet. We're going to finish getting this one ready. So again, we're going to wash this one. We needed to do just a bit of light bodywork stuff. Okay, so onto our foam first. Press the wrong button there. So I like this approach. Just get onto the step ladder. You can probably get kind of the bonnet at the side of the car and the roof in one go. You can then move around the vehicle. A couple of sweeps across. A bit in the bonnet we can get in the front. Onto the water. Quite relaxing this, quite enjoy this bit. Also, and I know it's not related to this game, but Tenuous Link is a simulator. If you have any news at all, any insights into when VR support is going to be rolled out for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 on the PS5, be really interested to know anything there is to know about that. I've been scouring the YouTube channels and forums and whatnot. So the flight simulator was released in December and it's got masses of content. I've been doing a little bit of the career mode. Can feel a little bit overwhelming, I'll be honest. It can be in depth, but it's got the free flight, all that kind of stuff. That is going to be absolutely incredible in VR. So as I say, if you have any information on that, do please share. And I can capture the content of the game as is. When it moves into VR, I'm obviously not going to be able to capture it in 3D, so to speak, or in virtual reality. But the immersion is going to be quite something else, because it's essentially you just travel anywhere on the globe, pick an aircraft and off you go. And then there's other kind of playthroughs as well. So as well as your career mode, there's different events as well, and some DLC already. There's a Stranger Things add-on, free DLC, some kind of, oops, I got out of the vehicle then, where you have a couple of themed tasks. Okay, we're not going to clock this one either. We're gonna be straight down the line from now on. One from the front. Can we get one from the inside? Yeah. One in the back. So there we go. We got two decent vehicles. We've still got 13,000. Let's go and get ourselves a third. What do we got? I'm going to go for something that just needs a wash, actually. So again, I always go for drivable, visual condition. We want excellent. There's 6 vehicles there. Hopefully something within our price range. So 13.5 we have. Let's go. What did they have out there? I already had an off-Rider Canyon, didn't I? Let's go for the van. Let's diversify. So that is in excellent condition, 46% drivable. Yeah, let's go and get that. So I don't think we're quite going to be able to get... Oh, 400 metres away, that's quite a ways. But then if I drive, it will cost me fuel. The dealership, the opening hours, I think are from 7 till 7, I want to say, maybe 8 p.m. So here's a couple of points of interest on the map. So we've got the fuel station. We go and fill up our vehicles. And as you can see, there's some billboards for upcoming games from the same studio. So I don't know whether that would mean that they kind of exist, as I say, within the same little world. We are having to have a bit of a cross-country mission here to go and get this vehicle, but as you can see, the walk-in is at a decent pace. Howdy, partner. So there's no Grand Theft Auto here. We can't carjack people. There are cars at the side of the road. No, we can't take them. It is all about buying and selling vehicles. Okay, let's see that. Definitely needs a clean. Let's just get our scanner out. See what we're dealing with. So this will probably become more into it once we start looking at what mechanical repairs we need to do, how much time we want to invest. So the more that's in the red or at 0%, the more work is going to be involved. So not too fussed about that at this point. So the market value is 8830. So they want 85, so not much under the market value. We're going to lowball at 7, I think. Okay, so we've already knocked down. It wasn't dismissed as being ridiculous. 7-2. An extra $49. You have yourself a deal. Okay, keep scanning the car instead of actually getting in to drive it. Let's head back into town. I've not rolled a vehicle yet, but I think there is a reset traffic option in the menu there. Which, yeah, at first I was kind of a bit confused about how do you need to reset the traffic. I suppose that resets all the vehicles. It's nice to see the colours of the traffic lights then reflecting as we move towards dusk. That's another nice touch, nice bit of detail. So we shouldn't need to do anything with the bodywork here. We looked for one in excellent condition, but we'll just get it up into the workshop and just make sure. And to do that, we'll just pick up one of the tools. Yeah, nothing's coming up when we press down to see what we need to repair. So it's just that it needs a good wash. Bit of stutter there because the kind of camera angle was clipping with the building. Okay, let's get this washed. And again, I'm not going to clock it. I'm going to see if a little bit of honesty increases our reputation. I would pick the biggest vehicle to wash, wouldn't I? Yeah, so on the trophy tab on the PC, there's quite a range of vehicles. Some of them look pretty impressive as well. It'd be nice to have a showroom, I think, where you display a really nice vehicle. Maybe that's one of the options later on in the playthrough, and it kind of feeds into your reputation. I'm just thinking, my thought process is that maybe because I've quite consistently got an empty forecourt and I'm leaving it open, that's meaning that the progression is a bit slower. So rather than kind of, if I just put foam back on, so rather than doing that, we're going to try and adapt and leave the dealership closed until we've got some inventory there for people to actually buy. I'm trying to vary up what's on offer, as you can see. So we've got a kind of family vehicle, something a little bit more sporty, and this utility vehicle, this van. A good wash. I don't think we did the back. I can again press the down arrow. So that's the directional pad, I should say, so we can see what we've missed. On to the next stage, which is waxing. So we don't have to do all these stages. Obviously, once you put foam on, you need to rinse it off, but you can still increase your profit just by washing. But whilst we've got the option and it only takes a minute or two, it'd be rude not to. There isn't any cost to this either. Although, we should probably check our laptop soon to make sure that we've not got any unpaid bills, because that will also affect our reputation. And that's our key concern at the moment. And the last stage is going to be the polish. So there you go. You can see by pressing the down directional pad, that's really clear on this one. What we've missed, everything essentially. Let's get up onto this ladder so we can get the roof. And what we should be left is a primo van, at least in terms of its visual appeal. Get this side done. And then we've still got $6,200. So I'm aware this video is probably going to be fairly lengthy. Apologies for that. Well, only apologies if you're not enjoying the length of the video. There we go. It's going to be a bit tricky getting a decent angle on this without capturing the others. Not that that affects the sale price as far as I can see. You see, as it's dusk, again, nice little touches that there's a flash on the camera. Not sure we're going to be able to get an interior shot here. No. Okay. Let's see what we can get with our remaining 6.2. And then we'll have a full forecourt of vehicles. Drivable and search. 6.7. We don't have enough money. You got to have at least the asking price, I should say. So even though you're going to knock the price down, you must have the amount of cash that you need to go and purchase the vehicle. Okay, let's get a striker on there. I can see at the top of my recording that we're going to be approaching the hour mark in around about 5 minutes. So if you'd like to join me, I'll just schedule a meeting for that one. If you'd like to join me for a carried on playthrough and see how much we make and whether we reach the next reputation level, then please do join me in the next episode. As always, thank you very much for watching, and if you could please hit that subscribe button, it will mean that I get towards those 50 subscribers to be able to live stream.